CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Stunning new video tonight from inside the Greenwood fire. Patrick Prochaska sent us this video captured from security cameras on his South McDougal Lake property. You can see the fire burn onto his property, growing larger and larger, taking down trees and scorching nearly everything in its path. Amazingly, Patrick tells us it seems fire suppression efforts ahead of time likely saved his cabin, as he sees only some melted siding and a structure still standing. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Patrick's story is one of many, as the Greenwood fire near Isabella is now more than 10,000 acres in size after making a big run this afternoon and evening. There is no containment, and what was feared by Superior National Forest leaders late last week is now happening. The fire has spread into the McDougal Lakes area, as you saw in that security camera video a moment ago. That's where there are dozens of homes and cabins. Officials say firefighters who have been doing structure protection there but have now been forced to retreat. In an update tonight, the Forest Service said they will be going back into that area tonight and tomorrow to inspect homes and cabins and get an idea of any damage. They also plan to put out any residual fires left behind after the fire burns through. The evacuation area rapidly expanded north and east today when the fire took off with strong winds around noon. Because of that, a new evacuation center has been set up at Babbitt City Hall. The previous shelter in Finland closed permanently this evening. And tonight, CBS3's Quinn Gorham is live for us along Highway 1 in Isabella. Quinn, what's the situation out there like tonight?
Well, it's really bad out here, the conditions, that is. We're here at the road closure in Isabella, and the air is just so thick around us. We actually drove through an area between here and Finland where we looked up at the sky. This was during the daytime, of course. We looked up at the sky and it was this ominous, dark orange-looking color. Now, a little bit down the road, a couple miles, there's a supply station set up for fire crews and first responders, and they appear to be handing out food, water, and other supplies to crews on their way in and out. I also spoke with some locals earlier who were talking about the impact the smoke is having on wildlife. According to them, there have been some sightings of moose on the highway, which is not typical for this time of the year. Those conditions also seem to be affecting birds, as we saw one fly straight into a car earlier today. Now, that fire did jump the highway, Highway 1, earlier this afternoon, and those winds are currently pushing out toward the east, toward areas like Finland, Isabella here, and up the shore. Now, a little bit of good news for folks in that impacted area. That wind is going to be shifting in the other direction tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, that is. And they could see some relief as soon as then. So back to you in the studio, Kristen.
All right, Quinn Gorham for us tonight. Thank you, Quinn. The Greenwood fire is not the only one officials are concerned about. The John Eck fire is one of the biggest wildfires burning in the Boundary Waters right now. It's estimated to be more than 700 acres tonight. That's about the same size as yesterday, thanks to cooler temperatures. The fire stretches from John Eck Lake to the southeast corner of Elton Lake. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is going door to door telling people along the Gunflint Trail to be ready to evacuate. There is no order in place just yet, but they want people to be prepared. Meanwhile, the Whelp fire, also in the BWCA, stayed steady at 50 acres. It's located 5 miles northwest of Sawbill Lake. A lightning strike started that fire. People are stepping up to help with the ongoing firefight, and that includes local loggers. They created shaded fuel breaks at key locations. This involved removing underbrush and thinning dense tree canopy. Fire crews can use these fuel breaks as defensible locations, giving them an edge fighting the oncoming flames. The loggers went through fire training yesterday before heading into the field. The Forest Service says their efforts will be focused on protecting people, property, and natural resources. But as we mentioned, some structure protection crews focused on saving homes and cabins from the Greenwood fire are evacuating to safer ground now as the fire spreads northeast. That includes the crews working in the McDougal Lake area. More than 100 units have been dedicated to building a defense line between the fire and homes. And here's how they do it. First, they spray the structure with a mix of water and foam. Next, they drop a hose lay and soak the surrounding land with water. Then they'll put fire on the ground, using the wind to their advantage to push the flames away from the structure. This should create a protected area around the structure. Since Saturday's announcement, the entire Boundary Waters Canoe area wilderness would close for at least a week. Campers have been making an orderly evacuation out of the area. It's been a disappointing weekend for campers in the Boundary Waters who had to cut their trip short or cancel it altogether. Connor Peltier and his friends left the BWCA this morning. Returning today was always part of this group's plan, but he feels for the campers who weren't so lucky.
I could imagine they're pretty disappointed. I mean, it takes quite a bit of effort to get out there. I mean, you kind of know the risk going in. Like, we knew the fires were happening. We were just hoping we could get out as long as we could.
Ely Outfitting Company is helping their clients evacuate, though nothing can be replaced this missed experience. Campers have the option of rescheduling or rerouting their trip. Well, Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, just absolutely incredible video from that security camera that we showed at the beginning of the show of those flames and how intense they get.
Yeah, that was pretty scary, but it seemed like a happy ending in the end, to sacrifice a little bit of siding to keep the structure going. Well, we have to take our hats off to all those firefighters, both on the ground and in the air, that are fighting that problem up north. Here's a picture that came in from our dear friend Roy Mazonsnik up there in Ely. This is Ely Airport, where a British Aerospace 146 short field tanker is loading up and fueling up and ready to attack the fire ahead there. You see the pyrocumulus clouds lifting up from the heat of the forest fire. The fire now big enough to make its own weather, starting off as pyrocumulus, could become pyrocumulonimbus, which should help bring some rain, and there is a chance of rain. We've got some natural low-pressure systems coming on board, too, especially a pair off towards the west that are creeping into the Dakotas and should be in our area by tomorrow to create a 70% chance for much-needed rain. Tonight, clouds increase. Then tomorrow, 70% shot at rain for all zones, whether you're up north in Minnesota or down south in Wisconsin or split the difference in the Upper Peninsula. This won't be the only chance for rain we get this week either. I'll talk about rain totals for Tuesday and what's to follow perhaps as early as Thursday coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thank you, Dave. In COVID news, the U.S. has given full approval to Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. It's a milestone that may help lift public confidence in the shot as the nation battles the contagious Delta variant. The vaccine now carries the strongest endorsement from the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA says they have never had so much evidence to judge a shot's safety. More than 200 million Pfizer doses have already been administered across the country. The U.S. is also the first country to fully approve the shot. And earlier this month, the University of Minnesota school system said they would require students to get the vaccine after FDA approval. Now, it looks like that will become a reality at UMD and all of U of M campuses. That's according to a statement from a school spokesperson today. They don't have a deadline for when students need to be fully vaccinated yet. Faculty and staff are being asked to report their vaccination status or agree to regular COVID testing. Bulldogs will also have to wear masks this fall, even if they're vaccinated. Here's a live look at the nation's capital tonight as the House is back in session this week to consider bills on voting rights and infrastructure. Earlier this month, the Senate passed both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a Democrat-led multi-trillion-dollar budget resolution. That resolution focuses on what they call human infrastructure. But House Democrats are split over which infrastructure measure should come up for a final vote first. Natalie Brand has more from Capitol Hill.
The House interrupted its August recess and returned to Washington this week to tackle infrastructure.
It's time that we invest in America. We invest in American workers.
All of this stuff is the wish list of the progressive left and the squad. And that's why we're here in August.
Monday morning, the House Rules Committee took up the trillion-dollar bipartisan infrastructure bill and the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation resolution.
In linking these two bills together, the majority is truly trying to have its cake and eat it too.
I think that the two parties do not share the same values in terms of what is necessary.
House leaders are hoping for final floor votes Tuesday. A group of moderate House Democrats threatened to vote against the budget resolution unless the physical bipartisan infrastructure bill is voted on and signed into law first. The group's leader, New Jersey Democrat Josh Gottheimer, wrote in the Star-Ledger, the House cannot afford to wait months or do anything that will jeopardize passing this infrastructure bill or losing the bipartisan support behind it. Meanwhile, some progressive Democrats are threatening to withhold support for the bipartisan bill unless lawmakers take up the budget reconciliation measure first.
And there are disagreements about a range of issues, even within the Democratic caucus. That's democracy.
With a very narrow majority, House Democrats can afford to lose only 3 votes from their party to pass the budget resolution without support from Republicans. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has set an October 1st deadline to enact both measures. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Florida Democratic Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy is the latest to join the group of House moderates calling for passage of the bipartisan infrastructure bill. In a statement, she said the strategy to link the bipartisan bill to the budget resolution is, quote, bad policy and bad politics. A new high school being built on the Iron Range just got a big boost from U.S. Steel to build a state-of-the-art gymnasium. Today, the mining company announced it will be contributing $350,000 to Rock Ridge High School in Virginia to build the new gym, which will bear the name U.S. Steel Gymnasium. According to the company, it will feature a varsity competition court and provide a space for community and sporting events. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a Minnesota man with a mission. We introduce you to one hiker who is going the entire length of the Superior Hiking Trail to spread his message.
After a weekend cool down, temperatures spiked today with Duluth International hitting 87 and even La Pointe, surrounded by Lake Superior, cracked 90. That won't happen tomorrow. Temperatures will come down as rain chances go up. We'll talk about the odds of precip coming to your neck of the woods and how much could happen coming up right after our break.
You're watching the CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, sports with Kelly Hansen, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3.
When we ask you to shop Prime Appliance, we want you to experience a real appliance store where we have hundreds of brand name appliances always ready to go during our in-stock sale. Like this Whirlpool 20 cubic foot smudge-free stainless French door, only $19.44. Or get this deluxe extra large capacity GE laundry pair, only $15.98 with an electric dryer. Financing and delivery always available. Prime Appliance, it's a real appliance store and the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
So I've heard that even if I get vaccinated, I can still get COVID, which is still a concern of mine.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing to understand is what the vaccine really does isn't so much it can protect you from getting COVID and it decreases the chance you'll actually get ill. Its main strength is you're almost certainly not going to end up in the hospital or have severe disease or have some of these long-term complications from COVID. The vaccine turns COVID into just basically a cold or a minor flu.
Right, okay.
Do you have a family history of heart attacks? Are you a heart attack survivor? If you answered yes to one or both of these questions, then this message may save your life. No magic pills or potions, just pure science and early detection. If heart attacks run in your family, or if you're a heart attack survivor, you're more likely to develop a second one due to your unique genetic makeup. That's why you need an easy-to-use heart attack genetic test kit. The absolute truth of it is, this genetic test kit may save your life. Call right now to get your test kit mailed directly to your home. If you're on Medicare, you can have this test done at little to no cost. Call now to qualify in minutes. With early detection, you can take action to help prevent suffering from a heart attack. Call the Heart Attack Screening Helpline at 800-299-9598. That's 800-299-9598. Because there's so much more life left ahead of you.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR financing for 60 months, plus $750 TFS APR cash on a new 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, I've been off for a couple of days. Got a chance to go prowl around my home area, which pretty much runs in a rectangle from Tower Sedan to Ely over to Babbitt and Embarrass, and there you go. Ventured outside a couple of miles and went to the Pike River Dam, abandoned now for about 100 years. And you know, most years there's at least some water still flowing over that sluice, but with such dry conditions, there's hardly a drop. Just the old turbine room is flowing a little bit of water right now, precious little water. We need a lot of water, and we have a chance for some water tomorrow. Twin low pressure systems hopefully will bring us a 70% chance for precip that could add up to fair amounts and hopefully help with the fire problems and the smoke problems that a lot of us are facing. Here's what we face right now at the airport in Duluth. The current temp is 69 degrees. Relative humidity is 51%. Not really because we've added any extra moisture into the air, but because we brought the air temperature down closer to the dew point. But it still helps fight off the fire danger, at least at night. That likely will rear its head again tomorrow if we don't get that rain. Current wind, we're getting northwesterly wind at 6 miles per hour, and our air pressure has come up a little bit in the past couple of hours, now at 29.9 inches of mercury, right about in the middle, splitting the difference between truly high, truly low. Hopefully tomorrow becomes truly low and brings us that rain we need. Temperature-wise, low temps tonight are dropping towards the 40s and 50s for most towns, but most places are in the 60s at this hour. 61 to 63 in the UP. We're looking at 59 to 63 in upper parts of northwestern Wisconsin. And in Minnesota, still 72 by the lake in Grand Marais. That's warm. 66 Two Harbors, fairly warm, but cooling down inland down to 57 for Big Fork. Now, let's get into the Doppler map. Doppler is dry right now, except for a few showers, perhaps being kicked up by the pyrocumulus clouds created by the Greenwood fire, or just ground clutter poking up here. But bottom line is the lows aren't here yet. They're off to the west. And as they get towards us on Tuesday, we get that 70% chance for rain, which should be done fairly early in the morning on Wednesday. But by the time these lows depart, this is how much rain could be around, and it doesn't look to be too bad. Up north, a 1/4 inch to maybe a 1/2 inch for places that need it, like the Ely area. Towards Isabella, maybe an inch for Grand Rapids, a 1/2 inch Twin Ports, an inch for Solon Springs, and maybe close to 2 for Hayward. And then from Ashland to Ironwood, maybe a 1/4 to a 1/3. And this isn't the only rain chance this week. We'll talk more in a bit. Tonight, partly cloudy with Minnesota lows 48 to 60. So yeah, warmer by the lake. Wisconsin, Michigan lows upper 50s. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan highs 70 by the lake to 82, at least a few miles inland. 70% rain chance for that zone. 70% chance for the rain in Minnesota tomorrow. Highs in the 60s by the lake, 70s inland. Extended forecast shows we dry up by Wednesday, but then another round of low pressure systems from the west brings rain chances from Thursday into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. And hopefully we get what we need.
Well, we sure hope so. Thank you, Dave. A Rochester man is planning a unique voyage to hike 300 miles in northern Minnesota for suicide prevention. He'll be making that trip with a canoe on his back. Maria Bray shares the story.
On Evan Hansen's yellow canoe are a list of names, handwritten by loved ones who want to bring awareness to mental illness.
Lots more people, but I can't remember their names.
My uncle, he lives up in the cities. He has a really good friend. His brother lost his brother to suicide. And so he'd asked me to come and sign his name here on the canoe.
The names are all people who lost their life by suicide. And Hansen will carry the canoe along the Superior Hiking Trail in northern Minnesota for a 300-mile trek.
What I'm trying to do is go beyond words and express my love and sympathy and empathy for those who suffer from mental illness, have contemplated suicide, and for those who are grieving someone they've lost to suicide.
His mostly solo portage for a purpose could take around 30 days.
And this canoe represents that burden, the burden of mental illness that those who have attempted or completed suicide have had to carry, and then the weight of grief that their loved ones continue to bear to this day. Because grief never goes away. Sometimes it just gets smaller.
The National Alliance on Mental Illness says 1 in 5 people battle a mental illness.
One of the biggest things that we tell everybody is create a routine. Routines really help people manage their mental illness and get out and get moving.
Hansen hopes this initiative helps save lives.
I know that a walk through the woods isn't enough, which is why we're pushing so hard for donations, so that way we can have a tangible difference, especially in the community of Rochester and in Minnesota as well.
Hansen is hoping to raise $100,000 for the Southeast Minnesota National Alliance on Mental Illness. He begins his hike on September 1st, starting at the Canadian border along the Superior Hiking Trail, walking through Duluth to the Minnesota-Wisconsin border. If you or a loved one is experiencing a mental illness, there is always someone who can help. Just call the Crisis Response 24-hour hotline on your screen. That's 1-844-274-7427. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a military base in Wisconsin is opening its doors to Afghan refugees. We'll take you there after the break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
I'm Dr. Matthew Penning. I'm a family physician at St. Luke's. I like to try and empower the patients to take control of their own health care. Doctors may give advice, but it's really the choices of the patients that determine the outcomes of their health care. So I think it's really important that we speak in a way that patients understand and can get information. I chose to practice at St. Luke's because it seems more like a family environment. The atmosphere at Mariner is great, so I love it here.
Lake Superior College is nationally recognized for quality and affordability, offering over 90 programs, including career, technical, and general studies for transfer. At LSC, you can start here, save thousands. Apply for free at lsc.edu.
At Culver's, we never tire of crafting fresh frozen custard right in our restaurants.
As soon as I'm like, who wants Culver's custard? The kids are already running out the door.
Hello, everybody. Here's your custard. Always rich and creamy, always sure to put a smile on your face.
It's more than just a special treat. It's creating memories with my children and family time.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
Family time is custard time. Welcome to Delicious.
Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if auto owners make sense for you.
Go on, get off the ladder and place it back where you found it. The days of dangerous climbs are over. Gutter Helmet provides year-round protection, preventing buildup of debris, keeping your gutters clear and free-flowing. With its heavy-duty support brackets and exclusive helmet heat ice reduction system, Gutter Helmet's been designed to withstand the harshest weather conditions. Get Gutter Helmet, America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And never clean your gutters again.
With a Honda in your garage, every summer adventure leads to another. Get an incredible summer offer on a new Honda, only at the Honda Summer Sales Event.
Ready, set, go.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel. Weekday mornings on CBS.
Pre-order your 2022 Crestliner boat at RJ Sports.
Coming up Tuesday on CBS 3 this morning, the latest updates on several fires still burning in northern Minnesota. And we'll have a look at your Tuesday forecast, cooler temperatures, and a chance for some thunderstorms. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
CBS 3 Sports is brought to you by St. Luke's.
Afghan refugees have begun arriving at Fort McCoy in western Wisconsin. The base will serve those seeking temporary housing and support after Afghanistan fell to the Taliban. Special immigrant visa applications and their families begin arriving on Sunday. More are expected in the coming days. There's no word on exactly how many refugees Fort McCoy will hold. Fort Bliss in Texas is also housing those in need. And last week, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz also said the state is ready to welcome Afghan refugees. No word on when that process could start. Kelly's here now for what's going on in sports. Hey?
Yeah, a familiar face is heading back to the Minnesota Vikings. Hear why Everson Griffin is happy to be back in this greats today. Coming up next.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. Weeknights on CBS.
Think premium can't be capable? think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Get $2,500 purchase cash on 2021 Sierra light duty crew cab models. Plus current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance. Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer.
Do you listen to the TV on high volume or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from hearing aids. Don't waste thousands on expensive hearing aids when you can get Nano's revolutionary technology for just $297. Don't be fooled by higher-priced hearing aids. The CIC Recharge is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. With rechargeable technology many customers say is superior to more expensive models. Call now and get not one, but two Nano hearing aids for just $297. Plus, we'll add a portable charging case and ship your order absolutely free. The CIC Recharge has a tiny in-the-ear canal design that is nearly invisible. Why keep missing out on important conversations or waste thousands of dollars? Call and get two CIC Recharge hearing aids for only $297 and free shipping.
800-758-1647. Again, that's 800-758-1647.
Hi, I'm Kevin from ServPro. Everyone has a home project that they want to get to. Building a deck, building an addition, remodeling a bathroom. The problem is availability with local contractors. Why should you have to wait for months to get your project done? Call ServPro today for fast, quality, professional, reliable workmanship you can count on. ServPro, like it never even happened.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier. I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call DBS. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call DBS. Sticking windows or doors, call DBS. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call DBS. It's a fact, foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call DBS. Call DBS today.
Well, just 46 days remain until the UMD men's hockey opener. The Bulldogs have announced their slate of captains for this upcoming season. Noah Cates will once again captain the Bulldogs for a second consecutive season. The senior forward helped lead UMD to their fourth consecutive Frozen Four last spring. And as the top-line center, Cates scored 5 goals and tallied 19 points total and was a +4 on the ice. Cates was also named the NCHC All-Conference Academic Team. As for the assistant captains, COVID year grad students Kobe Roth and Louis Rail will both wear an A. It's Rail's second season as an assistant captain. Senior forward Tanner Latteru will wear one as well. Well, the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference released its COVID safety guidelines earlier today ahead of the 2021 fall sports season. The College of St. Scholastica will join the MIAC this fall. Schools will be required to report any positive cases for COVID-19. Rescheduling of games can take place if safe options do exist. Whether or not athletes will have to wear a mask will follow the guidelines laid out by the host team, as is the decision on whether or not they will allow fans. To qualify for the MIAC postseason, institutions must have completed 75% of conference games for a season, and additionally, handshakes will not be allowed. And in the final round of the PGA Northern Trust today over in Jersey City, New Jersey, Jon Rahm had led the whole thing since Thursday, but after Tony Finau drills on a long birdie to tie for the lead, Rahm misses a par putt to go back a stroke. Cam Smith would come close to stealing this one, but goes out of bounds on the first playoff hole. So Finau putts out to win the Northern Trust. It's his first PGA victory since 2016. The Milwaukee Brewers have been red hot since the end of June, and as we creep towards September, they haven't showed any signs of slowing down. The Brew Crew capped off yet another series win over the Washington Nationals this past weekend with a 7.5 game lead in the NL Central with 37 games to go. They're in position to claim their third ever division pennant and first since 2018. Lately, it's been Christian Yelich doing the damage on offense. The former MVP is batting .355 in his last 11 games, a promising sign heading ahead of a 3-game series against Cincinnati.
You know, it's the next challenge in front of us, and you know, we take it as that. They're an interdivisional team. They're the team that's closest to us, so it's the next challenge, and you know, we'll tackle it like that.
Try and get better every day, and I think that's kind of what's been going on here the last week or so. I just kind of thought we were making some progress and building on some things, and just trying to stay after it.
Brewers start their series with the Reds tomorrow night. A familiar face is heading back to the Minnesota defense. The Vikings announced the signing of defensive end Everson Griffin, who previously spent a decade with the organization before departing last spring. Griffin is a 4-time Pro Bowler, has an extensive knowledge of head coach Mike Zimmer's defense, and could also be used in pass rushing situations if he makes the 53-man roster. And for Ev, who left the Vikings in March of 2020, he spoke candidly today that the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Going to Dallas, going to Detroit, the grass wasn't greener. You know, I didn't get the love that I got here with the fans, you know, with the coaches, with the players. And, you know, the grass wasn't greener. And, you know, I learned, and I'm back home, and I'm happy to be home. And, you know, I should have stayed last year, to be honest, you know, where people love me, where the fans love me, where you guys love me. I'm happy to be back.
Happy to have him back. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find new summer adventures. Find new roads.
Make no monthly payments for 120 days on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial, and to get $2,500 cash allowance.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Bolins.
And I'm Ann Nolette.
And we're Advanced Surgical Associates of Northern Minnesota.
Our goal has always been to provide the latest and best surgical techniques to you and your family.
We want to provide an alternative to the traditional surgical practices that the hospitals offer.
With robotic-assisted surgery, you're likely to have a shorter hospital stay, experience less pain, and recover quicker.
We serve Duluth, Ely, Hibbing, and the surrounding areas. Learn more at mnsurgery.com or give us a call today.
Your home improvement company has industry-leading materials and warranties on all of our window and bathroom products. We also certify all of our installers in our Installation Training Center. Right now, we are offering 20% off all products and 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Call us today or go online to book your appointment. If you want your project done right the first time, go with your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
One of our biggest furniture events of the year, the Labor Day sale at Slumberland. Take an additional 25% off our already low prices. We have an incredible assortment of everything for your home, from sleep to sectionals to decor.
This is totally you.
Oh. Yeah, this is the winner. Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland.
Rental cars are in high demand, but now there's another option. Rent a Toyota RAV4 or Sienna from Carey Toyota in Superior. Current models fill the rental fleet at competitive pricing. Rent for a single day or save with a weekly rental rate. Enjoy the reliability of Toyota on your next road trip. Unlimited mileage is automatically included when you rent a Carey Toyota in Superior. That's right, unlimited miles. You don't have to buy a new car to drive a new car. Call Carey Toyota in Superior to reserve your rental vehicle today. Voted best car dealer 22 times.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Well, Dave, we are crossing our fingers for some rain. Any chance?
Yes, a couple of chances this week. Tomorrow's is a 70% shot, and it could pay off anywhere from a quarter inch to an inch plus. Up north where they really need it, maybe the quarter inch. But for central Minnesota and northern Wisconsin and the UP, could be towards the heavier totals. But don't feel too bad for my colleagues up in Ely. We get another rain chance beginning Thursday, which may last through Sunday. So hopefully through patience and persistence, as I've been saying, we get what we need.
We hope so. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.